All right. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, I see a little green thing. All right, we're gonna run this back one more time. This guy will be part two. It looks like part of our weekly tradition to have my computer have an absolute meltdown. So for whatever reason, I guess that port is maybe faulty too, but it is no longer picking up the this microphone. So glad I spent all this money on this microphone that we're not going to use anyway. Um, let's do it for the watch time. Do it for the algo. Anyway, I don't know where I got cut off. This is a 361 shoe, and I'm gonna run in it. It is called the Flame 3.5. I was hoping it would be a lot like the Indo Pro 1, but it does not feel as firm as the Indo Pro 1. But I think for use case, it will be the same kind of faster 5K to half marathon type of shoe. Anyway, I will run in it and I will let you know how this thing goes. Thanks for following me all the way to the second live stream, Stevie. We got we got audio, we got video. What else? What else do we need? Okay. Next up, I have been running in the Glycerin Max, the Glizzy Max. What I wish every reviewer would say, like when I watch a video, sometimes I would just get really excited and I put buy, and then I'm like, okay, let me go look up what everyone says about this shoe, and hopefully, I just made a really good choice. I'm really hoping that they tell me that this was a really good shoe. And then sadly, sometimes when I would do that when I first started running, they'd be like, "So it fits short. It fits short. It fits short. You're gonna want to half size up." And I'm like, "Oh, I just bought an errand. But that's literally what I bought. Now it's gonna come in. I got to return it. Now I got to do all this stuff. I should have done some research before I bought the shoe, which I do now. But I wish they were like, hey, this is what the shoe is all about. Now that that part is over, and what I told you what it's like to run in the shoe, and I told you everything. Now I'm going to tell you, like, should you buy this shoe? Or should you buy something else? Or should you wait? Like any shoe, we talk about it every live stream. We haven't done it yet. For Matt Beyer, we have to bring up the Takumi Sen. But it's like when we talk about a 5K shoe and you're like, this is a really good shoe. The Adios 9 is great. But if you're gonna spend $150, might as well spend 180 on the Takumi Sen, which you can probably get on sale somewhere. It's not as good as this other shoe. So for like the Glycerin Max, and this is my point, I have a point, guys. I swear to God, I have a point. Is that like it's a lot of shoe and you're going to describe it. And if that sounds like something that has an appeal to you, then somebody says it's not worth $200. It's not, it's, it's not worth $200, guys. You don't, just don't do it. Don't do it for $200. You may not have been thinking about doing that for that anyway, but like for $200, you could get the Super Blast 2. Now, this is like the most polarizing shoe since the Boston 12. Like put I talk about the shoe a little bit and people are like, didn't like it, didn't get on with it, didn't like it. And other people are like, I love it. It's my favorite shoe. It seems to be love hate. Luis is in here. Luis says yellow. And I will say hello, my friend. Welcome in. When is the Los Angeles Marathon? That's got to be like the first week of March, right? Is that next week? I don't know. I could just ask you and then you could answer, but I could just also Google LA Marathon 2025. March 16th. I was way off. Okay. Well, not way off, but a couple weeks. Anyway, Luis, hope your training is going well and you're feeling all right. Over here at Midlife, we just started our Boston training, and I know it's going to get weird because it's like semantics. It's like Boston's in 8 weeks. So haven't you been training before that? Technically, I have. And I've been doing like 16-mile long runs, 18-mile long runs. So like semantics. Okay, like we're starting the Boston training now, but like really, we've probably been training for it. Anyway, good to see you. Back to the Glizzy Max. Don't spend $200 on it. You could get the Super Blast. Oh yeah. Then we talked about the next point, which was the Super Blast 2 is love hate. And I think I know why. I think it's because people run in it and they're expecting it to be blasty, similar to the version 1, and it's not. It's firm. It's firmy. And then now you got to break it in. Some people don't got the time for that. Some people are like, what if I never break it in? And so they just resell it. I see a lot of these shoes on the Supwell app. But when I did the ASICS Move Your Mind tour, I ran in a broken in pair. And Joanna said that he heard they make the ASICS people put at least 100 miles in those shoes before they, start letting people who come to those events try them on and run in them. And because the version that I ran in Austin was spectacular, it was fantastic. I loved that shoe. It was really good. So I'm going to continue to run through the Super Blast in this as I blow out the lens here. It's super bright. I'm going to continue to run in that because I know it's at the end of the rainbow. I know how good it's going to turn into. I know what it's going to be. And so it's worth it. Both of these shoes, the Super Blast 2 and the Glizzy Max, are shoes that I'm going to run in a ton of miles after the marathon. After Boston, I'm just going to do a big aerobic base building period. And I have a feeling that the foam for both of these shoes is going to soften a whole lot. And the ride experience would be a lot different for both of them. And so I'm looking forward to comparing them. But the Super Blast 2 is a very lightweight shoe, and the Glizzy Max is like one of those where they just threw all the materials into the shoe, and they're just like heavy duty, fortify it, super thick. You're gonna like a tank. Sometimes I feel like that's really unnecessary, like this black piece that's on top protrudes, word of the live stream, protrudes from the shoe, and it's completely unnecessary. And a lot of this stuff is unnecessary. And so, you know, I know that it's not meant to go faster than recovery, but it is excessive. So, Louise says 20 days to the Los Angeles Marathon and everything is going, quote, good, unquote. Thanks. Hope you have a great Boston race. Me too. I'm going to surf the wave of whatever it brings us. Apparently, I'm going to make a video in the next week or so where I'm just taking a tip jar and I'm like, give me your Boston tips. The idea is gonna be like people comment and leave tips. Like my man on the comments today on my Strava who said the mile doesn't start till you see the Wendy's on mile 8. Oh, that's gold. I haven't heard that in any recap video. They're like Newton Hills, you gotta start easy and work your way into the race and mile 16. And if you're at mile 18, don't pick it up yet because you still got some more to go. And then like the stuff that you hear that gets recycled, nobody said anything about a Wendy's, but I'm here for it. So anyway, the idea is that everyone throws in their collective tips and then we get ready, we run. I'm gonna have a good time. If it's hot, then I'll just ease up, but should be a good time. Um, let's see. Philip Watts is in here. He says, I've had the Glycerin Max 200 miles since November and the Super Blast 2 since Christmas. I love both. The Glycerin Max for easy and long recovery cruising runs where my legs are maybe tired. Super Blast 2, 100 miles longer, faster paces. Yeah, I think that's the intention because of the weight of it being lighter on the Super Blast. But I could see either one of these shoes turning into like everyday shoes, like one shoe to rule them all kind of things. Like, wait, when did this live stream start? Okay. Trying to keep track of the time here. Anyway, so but like with Boston, it's really just like it's too much to mentally like everything's too much lately. So like I was sitting there thinking like I've run in 7 shoes. Normally I would do like 5 miles, 5 on 5, like the first 5 minutes and 5 miles in a shoe. Then I'm running and I'm telling you, hey, this is what it feels like when I'm running in this shoe. But I haven't been able to find I finally found one battery, but I haven't been able to find a battery pack from the GoPro. And my youngest, he was playing with it at a certain point. I don't know where it is. So I'm like, I don't have anything to film any of these runs. And then I have all this stuff. And it's like I don't have to post on YouTube. Like it doesn't matter. It's not like I do this for a living or anything, right? But it's still like I'd like to, and it's like, oh, okay, well, then you're gonna get a video like you got today on the other channel, which is like, okay, I'm gonna turn on the camera, and then I'm just gonna talk for a long time, like more like one takes. I'll try not to keep the videos an hour long, guys. Will be respectful of your time, and I don't have time to edit that, even if it's an hour and put chapters. It's a lot of work, and so anyway, I'm just gonna turn on the camera, and I'm just gonna go. And that's kinda how I feel about the training. It's how I feel about how everything like Boston, I haven't really thought much about it. I watched part of the video where that one guy runs for 3 hours and 7 minutes maybe. I mean, I have the ultimate resource. The guy is just running the course. I can look at the course. I can maybe hop on a bike and just visualize myself running this course. And I haven't found the time to do it. Like even right now, I have like my boss. I hope he doesn't watch this, but I'm not supposed to be working today. Yeah, I'm off, but stuff needs to get done anyway. But um, okay. Anyway, fascinating. Aren't you glad you made it on a live stream to hear me ramble about work? What else? What have you guys been uh running in? So Stevie 76 Stevie 76 says, film with your phone like Matt Choi. There is a certain point where I remembered that phones can record videos. It pissed me off because what happened was I was running with the Cielo X1. I don't know where I threw it, but I can't just say I ran in it. You need to see it. So I ran in the Hoka Cielo X1. I brought the camera for my long run. I was filming. I was running. I was going to do a whole video. And in the middle of it, it started saying battery low and it turns off automatically. I don't have time to figure out the settings to turn that thing off, to find out where I need to do it, to Google where it's going. Like I have to finish my run. I have to get home. I have to do all this stuff. I had 73% on the battery. So I knew it was just a glitch, but I don't have any spare batteries because I can't find the other battery pack with it. So I'm like, oh, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to like make this video. So then I get to the car and then I realize, like, wait a second, I can pull out my phone and I can record my final thoughts at least on the shoe. And then I was like, oh yeah, some people do that. So maybe I'll go Choi. It's all about him today because I was gonna go shirtless. It was 50, I don't know why I'm looking at my watch, but it was like 55, 60 degrees. I was like, we're already going shirtless every day. Cold weather's already gone, but I kept on the Kafuzi singlet, the Kafuzi Run Club singlet, because when you're in a race, I'm not going to put my bib on my shorts. I'm never going to be that guy. So I left it on and I ran, but it makes it for really awkward. I don't know, like this, when you see the arm when people are recording and they're doing like the selfie and they're talking to it, and it's like bouncy and stuff too. So I mean, I guess I could do it, but Luis Becerra says I can stay here for a 2-hour stand-up jokes. Okay, that's what I need to do. I just need to write out some jokes, and then maybe we'll get to shoes. Maybe we won't. We'll just joke a lot. See what happens. Do it for the jokes. Matt Byer is in here. He says finally on the stream. as the meeting just ended. We'll catch up from earlier. Yeah, this is a two-part banger. This is the sequel. Matt says, first run in the Vaporfly 3 today. 10 times 400 meters, 5 times 200 meters at 6:12 a mile average, 5K PR attempt on 3:15 for sub 19. Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's it's like 6:07 pace, 6:05 pace. The Vaporfly 3 is one that you can get for a pretty good price right now. And I think you can, if you're on the Supwell app, I think there's, or maybe you want to just has this code out there for everybody to just take it, but to use. But if you use a code, you get 10% off. So it's a pretty good price, but it's not like a show stuff. Like it's not, people aren't like shaking you or shaking me anyway, being like, you need to see The Sopranos. Don't read another book until you've read Harry Potter. Bro, the Vaporfly 3, they were like that about the 2. They're like that about a lot of shoes, but they weren't like that. They're like, "Meh, mm, mm, mm." Matt Beyer says it is a 6-minute pace. All right, yeah, 3:45 a kilometer for the metric friends. That's all I know. It's like my basis of comparison. I finally looked up what 3 minutes K is because I hear really fast people on fast channels talk about that. And I'm like, I need to know. And it's like 4:49 maybe. It's sub 5 for sure. So like ran to Japan. By the way, this Sunday, guys, is a conversation I had with Nate Pennington. He ran at 2:19. He was one of my first online coaches. He didn't know. No one did. Sage Canada, Nate Pennington, Jason Fitzgerald, Nate from the Run Experience. These were my online coaches when I first got into running. So now that I have a channel, I'm like, I want to go back and talk to him. Say what's up. Be like, what shoes did you wear for that 2:19, Nate? How do you get people faster? I know this information's already there because he films a lot. He's a nice guy. And then I was supposed to talk to Tim Gross today. He's a fast guy. And then he was like, if you've gone all the way down the rabbit hole and you have found this channel, or not this one, but Midlife Runner, you've also found probably Tim Gross's channel. You got a problem. You got a running problem. You're an official runner. But I actually didn't buy any super shoes for a year plus, year and a half maybe. When I got into running, because I didn't think I was fast enough. Super shoes is really only for fast people. And I guess I didn't know what that meant, and I didn't put any terms or try to define it. But I think Tim Gross in his prime ran a 2:30 or something like that for a marathon. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that's fast. That's a runner. That guy runs, And then what I was doing around my neighborhood, I wouldn't classify as running, especially when I was doing the Maffetone method. Now I'm under the impression that, yeah, okay, just, you're running. If you run, you're a runner, right? I don't know what I would call a fast runner or runner, a runner who used to run in high school. An experienced runner. I don't really know, but maybe fast. Pano says, nice interview. Watched it earlier. Cool guy. Yeah, he's super genuine. It's like, okay, I'm gonna focus these questions though, because like his daily videos. I don't know if he does them daily, but he puts them out a few out a week. And then he'll just ramble. So I'm like, okay, I got to be focused. That's why I try to write some of this stuff down. So like I have a little structure. Then I gotta structure him. And then I feel bad because then I'm like, Jen Piazza, the legend, is the one who edits these things and puts them together. Very well done, Jen. Awesome job. But I'm like, you got your work cut out for you because we tangented to Mars. We tangented right off this planet. Good luck making that make any sort of sense. But anyway, Jen's in here. She says, thank you. Quiet in there. So I guess I don't know what time it is in Greece. Let's see. Not that you're in Greece right now, but is it in 8:45 p.m. Yeah, that's one of the destinations that my wife hits me with every like 5 days. Oh, here's a real cost of living, fresh fruit and veggies at your disposal. Sometimes Japan. The yen's really weak right now. You can buy so much in Japan, yeah, but there's not a lot of tourists. You got to speak Japanese too. It's a lot of work. You put a lot of work, you know. So Stevie76 says daily affirmation. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. And doggone it, I'm a runner. Yeah, I've arrived there. Um, it's kind of weird to remember, but it's like because it's so progressive. I remember watching, I think the first time I ran 80 miles in a week, and I remember watching this college kid, and just finished, he put like 400 miles in some pegs. So he had all these pegs, and he just put 400 miles in, which is crazy. And he hit 80 miles. And it was like, and he was like, wow, man, I could do 80 miles. And I do 80 miles a week. And that was astronomical. I think I started in the 20s and then 30. And I did a Hanson half marathon plan that peaked at 45. And I was like, man, I'm putting in the mileage, doing the work. So it just takes a while uh, to get up there. But everybody's a runner. So and because I think like the difference between somebody who's trying to break 4 for the marathon and they're like, well, 3:30, and then you've got people who it's like, I was trying to break 3 and there's people breaking 2:30s and then there's guys breaking 2:20s and 2:10s, like going for like guys like Jake Barraclough. It's crazy just the amount of the difference. It's not the same, but Jen Piazza says, I'll be taking a fresh pair of Zoom Fly 6s to Greece because of you. All right, going Zoom Fly 6. I'll put myself out there. So hope you don't hate it. Hope it doesn't ruin the trip. But there are some big fans of the Zoom Fly 6 as far as using it for all purposes, including workouts. And you can run in it for daily miles too. So yeah, we'll see. You gotta price out some. I don't know if they have a I can't think of the real estate locator app. Zillow. Is that Zillow? You gotta Zillow some grease spots for the flats. You gotta price it out for my wife. We gotta see, you never know. So meanwhile, we just keep investing in this house and repainting walls and doing stuff to it. But anyway, it keeps us busy. All right, guys, it is 12:48 p.m. I think we're gonna cut this one a little bit short today. I will try to. I don't know how much work I'm actually going to be able to put towards fixing this computer. Probably none, to be honest. I don't have time for it. So we just may roll non Yeti blue microphone and no HD. It'll be what it is. But um, next week I have an appointment at 1, so we're gonna do the live stream a little bit earlier. We're probably gonna do 11:30 to 12:30. And then yeah, we'll see what it's like there. My wife's going to Barcelona for a trip to chaperone students. They get flown to whatever, because then later she's gonna go to Japan. Love how that works out. Anyway, um, I'm going solo, so I don't know what the schedule's gonna look like. So back on that single dad life for a week. So dramatic. So dramatic, guys. The other video I dropped today, top 5 recovery shoes. I'm going to be making the Boston Tips video, and then I'm just going to start hitting record and just doing this. My wife says CB76. Yeah. She's living a good life. She's living her best life. So, and I'm out here surviving. It's a good life, guys. Thanks for stopping in today.